regard to lower cross, there's a couple of different ways in which it can manifest. The first is going to be with anteversion of the pelvis or an excessive anterior pelvic tilt, and that's going to be coupled with hyperlordosis or excessive extension in the lumbar spine. And then the second way that it can manifest. Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. Steven here with Team Euphoric, and today I'm joined by Michael from One Body, and today we're going to be going over the reasons a lot of people develop low back pain, and we're also going to be going over some common postural faults that lead to low back pain, which we're going to be covering on our seminar on September 18th. And before we actually get into the postural faults, this is going to be the last week for the early bird pricing. It's $200 for the seminar, and then starting September 1st, it is going to be going up to $250. So if you did want to attend the seminar, definitely sign up today. The link will be in the description, but let's go ahead and get on with the different postural faults. If you recall from earlier videos, the reason most people develop low back pain is going to be due to some type of dysfunction in the Lumbo-Pelvi-Femoral complex, where the lumbar spine meets the pelvis meets the femur. And one of those conditions is going to be referred to as lower cross syndrome. With regard to lower cross, there's a couple of different ways in which it can manifest. The first is going to be with anteversion of the pelvis or an excessive anterior pelvic tilt, and that's going to be coupled with hyperlordosis or excessive extension in the lumbar spine. And then the second way that it can manifest is with retroversion of the pelvis or a posterior pelvic tilt, and then also hypolordosis or a flat spine. Then, aside from that, you can also have an issue if you have laterally rotated femurs. That is where the femurs are rotated outward. Another condition is going to be medially rotated femurs, which is the opposite. Your toes are going to be pointing into the inside. Aside from that, you can also develop something like valgus knees, which can cause low back pain. Valgus knees is when you have a valgus force, so a lateral force pushing the knees in toward the midline, and it is also going to be referred to as knock knees when the knees come together. And then the opposite of that is going to be Varus knees or bow-legged. That is when the knees are pressing out away from the midline, so they're pushing out to the sides, and that is that bow-legged shape. Then the next condition, you can also go down to the ankles and develop some valgus ankles. Valgus ankles is going to be coupled with overpronation of the foot, and that is what is referred to as flat feet. So if you do have flat feet, that can definitely contribute to your low back pain. And then the last thing is going to be varus ankles. Varus ankles is the opposite. That is when your ankles are pushing out to the side, and it's going to be coupled with oversupination of the foot. So you're going to have a very, very high arch. But those are just 8 of the different postural faults that we're going to be covering on our seminar on September 18th. So if you do have issues with regard to low back pain, likely it's going to be due to one of those issues, and we're going to be teaching you how exactly to correct it on September 18th. And once again, the early bird price, this is the last week for it. Next week it's going to go up to $250. So if you did want to attend and you wanted to save a little bit of money, go ahead and sign up sometime this week. And then in terms of the actual seminar itself, we're going to be getting into the breakdown in a couple of weeks. But for this Friday, we're going to be going over some of the postural faults in the upper body and why people get shoulder pain. So be out on the lookout for that. That's going to be dropping Friday at 2 p.m. But that's pretty much it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to smash that like button so we know to keep making these types of videos in the future. And if you're either new to the channel or haven't subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell, as we will be uploading new videos every single day. That's it for today's video. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you again tomorrow, and we hope to see you on September 18th at the seminar.